Ellen McCauley at Pray It Off in Syracuse, New York. The first thing I want to talk about is a positive, encouraging guide to overcoming failure. I'm not going to call on anyone, but is there anyone who's in this room who's ever failed at losing weight and keeping it off? What? Oh my gosh, that's a lot of people. Now, if someone came up to you and said to you, "Oh, I never thought you'd keep that weight off. You're a fatty. You're not going to keep that weight off. You were born a fatty, you're going to die fatty." How encouraging is that? Now, if someone came up to you and said, "Listen, sister, I've been where you are. I have gained. I have lost. I have done it all." Don't give up hope, because just keep coming. Because guess what? You haven't gained back all the weight. And even if you had, there's always today and there's always tomorrow. I believe in you, and so does God. We need encouragement, because to be human is to fail. We will fail. We will fail. But guess what? I don't weigh 371. I don't. If I disbanded Pray It Off and said, "That's it, I'm done," creep, 250, creep, 270. You just creep until all of a sudden, what? I weigh 300 again? Each setback, whether large or small, we find an opportunity for growth. That's why I make a big deal out of awards. I make a big deal out of people being successful, because it gives us all hope. Hey, if they can do it, maybe I can too. Maybe I can. If the hero in a story does not experience a tragedy, the audience will never relate to them, right? Now, if I started Pray It Off and I was a size 6, and 17 years later, I'm still a size 6, and I was out there going, "I just don't understand." Do you ever notice that my size 6 voice is always a little bit squeaky? I never have a size 6 voice like this. I say, "I don't understand how you people just won't lose weight. Look at me. I'm a size 6. The thing is, it's kind of hard to relate to someone. I think people stick it out with Pray It Off because they know I'm struggling each day. Mother's Day, but you'll be proud of me, everybody. Didn't have the waffles, did not have the pancakes, did not have the donuts. But I did have the vegetable quiche. I did have the broccoli salad. Even eating good things, it adds up, right? I am so proud of everyone in this room, because we survived Mother's Day and it wasn't so bad. You know, we did well. We need to understand that not only should we encourage other people, we need to encourage ourselves. We need to be more positive and love ourselves. We need to understand that we are not alone. Everyone in this room struggles. But what we do need to do is take personal culpability. Love that word, culpability. Love it. I am the master of my ship. I decide what goes in here. I decide whether I'm going to haul my fanny out of bed and go to the gym. I am the master. Now, I can ask Jesus, "Jesus, kick me in the butt and get out of bed," but I got to listen to Jesus when he's going, "Ellen, time to get up." I don't stick my fingers in the ears and go, "I'm not listening to Jesus." We need to take personal responsibility. Also, we need to process where we are weak. We need to ponder it. You know, when we were at Fatima, it was the worst checkout line for food that you'd ever want to see in your life. They had volunteers, so you get what you pay for. And the one lady didn't know how to work the cash register, and it was painful. So I said to Bob, "Well, let's have a bowl of soup, because how bad is soup?" And I looked at, I don't want fried fish, I don't want pizza, I don't want this. So we decided we were going to have the lobster bisque. You know, I'm sure there's a few calories, but if that's all you're having, you know. So I finally get up in line, I'm like, "Well, I have 2 bowls of lobster bisque." And she's like, "Lobster bisque? We don't have that. I go, it says it right there. She goes, well, we don't have it. I go, well, how about the shrimp and clam soup? She goes, what? I go, right there. She goes, well, we don't have that either. I go, well, what do you have? She goes, well, New England clam chowder. I said, okay, we'll have that. She goes, we're out. So by this time, it's like the fried fish dinner with fries or the pizza, and I'm looking, and the pizza is smothered in broccoli. Smothered. I never saw more broccoli on a piece of pizza. So I said, I'll have the broccoli pizza. So everyone's looking going, Ellen's eating pizza. But you have to make the best choice you possibly can, right? So the thing is, and you write it on your sheet and you own it, right? So you need to ponder, though. Let's say you go to Mother's Day brunch and you say, I have to have the stuffed waffles with raspberry and cream cheese because I could die tomorrow. And I really deserve that stuffed raspberry. I deserve it. So then you ponder, well, wait a minute, I didn't die the next day, and I gained 3 pounds this week. So you have to look back at your week and say, where could I have been a little bit better? Also, we need to have the courage of what we can change and what we can't change. We have a few problems in our life. Does anyone, I won't call on you, anyone besides Bob and I have a few problems in your life? What? Other people have problems besides me. So we could either eat over them, give me the stuffed waffles, or we can say, what can I change? What can I change? Jesus, foot of the cross, right? And we can grow through the pain. I want to eat whatever I want to eat when I want to eat it. But I can't. Right? I can't. Anyone else? Can anyone else? No, we can't. We tried it and we gained weight. So if that's the worst thing, chemotherapy, no stuffed waffles. Choose. Right now. Choose. We need to sometimes think we don't have it so darn bad. Also, we need to forgive ourselves when we fail to do right, when we fail to eat the most healthy foods or get out of bed and go to the gym. And then we need to do it. And then if you were to say to me, one person said to me, Ellen, I didn't feel good, I only worked out once this week. I didn't say, you only worked out once? Get out. Get out. You don't belong in this group anymore. I'm like, oh, that's understandable. You didn't feel good. You turn to other people for encouragement. To me, the most powerful part of Pray It Off is the table time. Because I've tried in the past. I've said to people, maybe next session I'll move the tables around and mix everyone up. They're like, are you crazy? You're not moving me from my table. These are my people. And so you get encouragement from them. You know, if Bob says, I had a rough week, no one says to him, who cares? Let's go on to somebody else. I don't want to hear about your rough week, Bob. I want to tell you about my rough week. You think you had a rough week? I want to tell you about mine. We give each other, that's the most powerful part, is the encouragement from your table mates. Failure is never the end unless we make it the end. Never the end. Someone here might say, I've been here since session 1 and I still haven't lost all my weight. Guess what? The time would have gone by anyway. It's 17 years later whether you were in Pray It Off or not. Anyone was alive here in 2008? Raise your hand. Maybe one person wasn't. I don't know about you, Sarah. Were you alive in 2008? I'm kidding you. But we need to know that failure is a necessary part of the journey and keep hope alive and find redemption through our hope. And there's 19 ways we can encourage others. When you encourage others, it makes you feel good about yourself. It makes, look, if I say to you, you're trying so hard and you're working so hard, I'm giving you encouragement, you're looking at me like, I love you, Ellen. It's a love fest. It's win-win. Encouragement means so much, but you gotta mean it. You can't say like, yeah, you had a rough week. Okay, yeah, I give you a lot of encouragement. Huh? That didn't sound loving and kind. You have to put some heart into it. That's what encouragement means. N means put into, Core means heart. Encouragement. Put it into the heart. And then be aware of what encourages you. Like if someone says to me, you know, Ellen, you really work hard getting those meetings ready. I don't know how you do it. Kind of gives me a little, I feel like, wow, someone's paying attention. Now I want to work even harder. So I notice if someone writes me a thank you note, I really like it. So I like to write other people notes. So if something encourages you, try doing that for someone else. Now next week, or maybe not next week, but one of these weeks, we're going to talk about the love languages, which sometimes people show their love with words, sometimes with spending time with you, sometimes by giving you gifts. And I like gifts if anyone wants to give me any gifts. No, I'm only kidding. And then there's service to others, and then there's physical touch. Now, I used to be the biggest hugger pre-COVID, and I'm kind of getting back into touching now, but I love a good hug. I love it. And encourage one another daily. Encourage people in their journey. And whenever you introduce someone, I don't say to anyone, oh, I'd like to introduce you to my boss from the county. I say, this is my boss from the county. We're still good friends because she was the best boss I ever had. I just love her. She has done so much. She's devoted her entire life to helping others. Or when anyone gets an award, do I say, okay, here's her 10-pound award. I'm like, I love this person. She's so wonderful. She's so kind. I say good things about you. So add a few words of praise. And when someone is discouraged or needs help, don't do this. What can I do? Because they're not going to say, well, you know what you can do? You can bring me over a 6-pack of Michelob Ultra is what you can do. No, I say to people, just do it. When my sister was dying, and I was sitting in her hospital room holding her hand, Tree just showed up. She just showed up. Connie just showed up. They sat there with me, and I'm not Jewish, and it's not quite the same thing, but I always say sit Shiva, you know, during the time of mourning. They sat there with me. If Teresa would have called me and said, do you want me to come? What would I have said? No.
We're all set.
We're all set. It's okay. She just showed up, and I'll never forget it. So sometimes, don't ask. Just do it. Don't say, can I make you something? I remember my father got rushed to the hospital, and one of the neighbors made a casserole. We still talk about that casserole because it was the best thing we ever ate in our life. People eat like this? I don't even know what it was, but it was great. They just did it. And then also remind people of the promises of God. You can say, you know, you might not believe in yourself right now, but you know who does believe in you? Me and God. God loves you. He believes in you. Write someone a note. Big on the notes. Mother's Day, I got presents from people. The notes are done. And here, I never say this. I never say thank you for everything. I never say to someone, thank you for all you do. I say this. Thank you for the card. It was so beautiful. I've never read a better verse. And then that gift card you gave me, here's what I'm going to do with it. I specifically say, specifics, or I'll say, thank you for running the Holy Family Food Pantry. I don't know how you do it. All that time, all that energy, you are amazing. And I just want to give you a hug. That's what I said to Liz when I was on the trip with her. And then make celebration a regular part of your relationships. That's what I said. It's all about the joy. People are like, you're doing a lot because I'm going to be 70 years old. I'm going out with a B-A-N-G, everybody. Okay. And like I said, be specific with your words of praise. And then just remember sometimes it's the power of presence. Sometimes you don't have to say a darn thing. Sometimes nobody wants you to say anything. They just want you to hold their hand. They just want you to say, I'm here. They don't want you to fix them. They just want you to listen. Also, if someone's working on a large project, and this is interesting, and they start it, give them a flower when they're done, give them a bouquet. That's good for, let's say, an adult daughter who maybe she lost her job of 30 years and she's starting a new college career. And you give her a flower, and every semester you give her a few more. Also, if you really want to encourage someone, you write a letter to their boss. You tell, if I go somewhere and I've got great service or they're awesome, I go, where's the manager? I never say anything bad. Enough people say bad things. If I don't like something, I keep my mouth shut unless it's really bad. But if it's really good, I'm like, where's the boss? They're awesome. You're lucky to have them. Okay? Also, just when you see someone making positive changes in their life, I know, like if someone got their hair cut, I'm like, oh, you got your hair cut, looks good. Oh, you got your hair done, looks good. Look at people, look at them, look at them, look at them, okay? I'm going to stop right there, Bobby.